This is my 107 twin cam build with Simon Motorsports transmission build on my already modified 2014 Road King. I'd already upgraded almost everything on this bike but wanted a bit more power and a smoother transmission. Once I'd seen a video on the Simon Motorsports transmission upgrade, I said this was a year to do up the motor as a lot was already apart. At first, I had a really good look at what exactly I wanted to be done. I imagined the final look. I really didn't want to rush this planning phase as I knew from start to finish it would take most of the winter season to complete the many steps of this process. One of the first things I did was send my transmission to Simon Motorsports for a big upgrade of backcut gears, new shifter drum, and new transmission door. I started this process late October and did not want to be rushed. I really did a good overhaul on everything and swapped out the swing arm bushings, as at this stage it is so much easier. My bike was over a decade old and replacing some rubber could never hurt. Not a complicated job at all. You just need to be a little creative and make things work, as I didn't have all the correct tools, but it worked out great in the end. I laid out my many parts and started organizing my project. The more organized you are, the easier it is for myself to see exactly what I need. This did not take long, but being well set up makes the reassembly much easier. Once at this step, I was ready to move ahead. I then sent my heads to be ported and have my cylinders honed out for a 107 build. There was many steps to this build, and I was glad I started everything early for this winter project. Once the heads and cylinders were back, I sent them off to be diamond cut. Wow, was I impressed when I got them back. Having a little bling on my build, things were looking good. I also received the transmission back from Simon Motorsports. The work they performed was amazing. I added a Baker transmission side cover, and when the two pieces are together, it looks so good. I sent my throttle body to Horsepower Inc. Needed more flow for this build. What I got back was a jewel. Horsepower Inc. is quality. While waiting for my parts to return, I changed all seals and bearings while at this step. I changed the countershaft bearing, the main drive gear bearing, as well as the main drive gear. Also the shifter shaft seal. This was very satisfying when all bearings were swapped out, and it is minimal expense when looking at this overall build. I also changed the clutch bearing and reinstalled all the clutch plates, so it was ready to go back onto the bike. With this build for myself, I wanted an S&S bottom end as I was installing gear drive cams. I removed the bottom end. I'd never done a bottom end, so I left this job to a very reputable shop that was very good at these type of builds. My bike was now looking very empty, ready for a new and improved motor. I brought all my parts, including the diamond cut heads and cylinders, to be reassembled with the new bottom end to the shop. Once I had the motor back, I would reinstall it myself. I picked up the assembled motor. It looked amazing. Finally back together. I was getting eager to see it back in the bike. I quickly prepped it for installation and rented a motor lift to do so. The motor went in quite nicely. I then reinstalled the HPI throttle body and reinstalled the Simon Motorsports transmission. I re-put the pulley back on and also put the compensator and clutch in place. I added an ultra cooler system, as with more power, you always have more heat. I removed the oil pan and thoroughly cleaned it out due to the new build. I realigned the motor with the missing link, the front motor true track stabilizer, and the rear true track system. I then installed my Bassani Road Rage exhaust. I completed extra wiring needed to install the ultra-cool system for the fans and thermostat and cleaned up all wiring on the bike. Finally, after several months, the tank was back on, finished a few minor add-ons like floorboards, and finally installed the air cleaner cover. I then borrowed my sister's truck, brought my bike a couple hours away for a dyno, used the Power Vision 2. The dyno results, in my opinion, were what I expected. Overall, very happy. My twin cam 107 now has 119 torque and 123 horsepower, and I'm ready to ride. This build was a great challenge, and I loved every minute of it. Till next time.